My day starts out as depressing as can be. The city's weather is as gray as its morality. I'm stuck signing papers for the bureaucrats, and a corpse was just discovered.
Got a new case for you, fresh off the presses. Let's take a look.
Jesus, poor girl. I'll give the grunts a chance to check it out before I head over there.
Listen, I know you hate working, but this just happened yesterday night at College University. School wants to get it cleared out and done before they open regularly after spring break this Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're saying I got 3 days to figure out this case.
It's something that'll get you motivated. Come on, I'll show you over to the scene.
There's a certain feeling you get whenever you're in the same room as a corpse. The first time you see one, a piece of you dies once you look at the body. But when you've seen as many as I have, it's like seeing a squirrel flattened on a road. You shrug it off.
Alright, so who are you and why are you the first one who found the body?
Do you have any semblance of professionalism?
No, that's what you're here for. I'm here to get results. And again, why are you here?
I am the school security guard. I was doing my regular walkthrough and I came across this body. And well, here we are. Hello, I found a body here at College University.
Well, thank you so much for that info. It's going to be vital to the case. It's going to help. And if you go down that way, there will be some police officers down there. They'll help you out. They'll get you taken care of. So. Okay, so that information was basically useless and nothing we didn't really already know. I'm going to go leave. You get to deal with the specialists and deal with them for however God knows long their work is going to take. Does that work for you?
Why? So you can go slack off?
Normally, yes, but there's something weird about this case. There's something I can't put my finger on yet. So I'm going to interview those suspects you handed me about in the file, all right? Hey there, are you Diane? And do you know Clancy Weaver?
Yes to both. Why?
Well, I probably should say, did you know Clancy Weaver? On account of her being dead.
Dead? I just saw her a few days ago.
Yes, it's all very sad. Now tell me, how were you and her acquainted?
We're both coworkers at food or work, and we had shifts around the same time. Until lately, actually.
Lately, has something been off about her recently?
She was angry all the time, and she would yell at customers, and then she started going off about some old school award that she lost a couple years ago.
Alright, well thank you. This can be very helpful in tracking down who our murderer is.
A murderer. So you interrogate me, but my dead friend didn't just leave. You're a piece of garbage, you know that?
Listen, if all I am is a piece of garbage, that's a pretty good day for me. Excuse me, are you a vet?
Yeah, why?
Do you know a Clancy Weaver?
Oh, don't even start on Clancy.
Oh, is there, can I have some information? What's happened?
Well, we were just on a beach trip together, and while things started out super fun, she became a nightmare by the end of the week. She was a mess and rude, and God, I just wanted to, anyways, what's this about?
Oh, nothing, but you've been very helpful. Listen, I'm tired, so I'm just going to be honest with you. Your friend Clancy was murdered, and I am here to ask you if there's anything weird about her life.
Interesting. It's a lot to put on me, but I don't know. She's been kind of ranting and raving about this water gun war we had our senior year of high school, just forever ago, and she's really mad because this girl won first place and her name started with V or something. That's all I can really tell you.
Thank you. You're making my life easier. I'll give you the information once I know more. So, we've got 3 suspects, all of which are just, none of them have a tight alibi. It doesn't make sense. Nobody can really definitively say it. Now, Yvette, she seems the most likely. She harbored the most actual anger towards Clancy. But admitting to the murder right in front of me, it just doesn't add up. Ross, too lackadaisical, too chill. Is there something more behind it? And Diane, could she be getting revenge for the missed shifts and the overtime due at food? It's just, none of it makes sense. Not yet, at least.
Wow, you came back for another day? I also didn't think you could do it.
Yeah, just show me to the thrilling conversationalist we get to talk to today. So, what do you got for us?
Okay, so after conducting a careful and thorough analysis of the hair sample, this is what I uncovered. In terms of class evidence, the hair sample proved that
The individual was Caucasian and she was not a drug user. In addition, the size and shape of her hair follicles revealed that the individual's hair was straight, as it was a perfect circle, and thin, as it was a very small follicle. The microscopy displayed that the medulla pattern was continuous, the length of hair was average and about shoulder length, and the color of her hair was light brown, and the medullary index was 0.32, which proves that it was human hair. However, the individual evidence alone could prove that the hair belongs to the victim, Clancy Weaver, through DNA. And DNA testing, as it can be concluded that the hairs were ripped out of the victim, Clancy Weaver's head.
Thank you for your work. I'm sure it was a hair-raising experience to do. Let's go. What have you got for us?
Okay, basically, when I arrived at the crime scene, I got several samples of the blood that we think is Clancy Weaver's. After further ABO testing, I found out that the A antigens and the B antigens, along with the D antigens, all coagulated, meaning that the blood that was found at the crime scene that I sampled had O positive blood. Looking at previous records of Clancy Weaver's medical records from a couple years ago when she had a surgery, she also had O positive blood. This means there's a strong possibility and a strong association that it's most likely Clancy Weaver's blood. However, if I were you, without further testing, I would need some DNA from the other suspects to rule out the possibility that it could be theirs, but I'm looking at a very strong possibility that it's Clancy Weaver's blood.
Yeah, it's likely Clancy's and not the murderers because we know the murderer took her out in cold blood. Let's go. So, what fingerprint information do you have for us?
I'm very sorry, detectives. I did a very thorough investigation. However, I could not find any fingerprints near the body that would indicate who the murderer was.
Well, thanks for nothing.
So, that evidence put you closer towards any of the suspects?
Not close enough. There's just something that doesn't line up with this case, especially with the body. But let me tell you something. I think someone in there knows more than they let on about.
That's a bold claim right there. Are you sure?
I wouldn't have told you if I wasn't.
As I was pacing around the room, I could feel the chains of time slowly tightening around my neck. I had one day left, or another killer would be let loose on the streets. I had all the information I needed, but I just couldn't put my finger on what was important.
Wait a second. My finger. If the body was moved from the original spot, the blood doesn't match up. The hair and the sand that was found was in a different place than where the body was at the end. That means the body had to be moved from the original spot. That means there must be fingerprints on it or near it. Now, what could have caused the blood pattern like we saw on the body? There's no object recovered that could have done that. Unless it's still here.
Well, it looks like the killer couldn't stick the landing.
So Clancy's blood is on this, and so are Clancy's fingerprints. However, there's another set of fingerprints on here that aren't hers. That means that when Clancy was murdered at 3:33, the cause of death was homicide. The manner was internal bleeding, and the killer was.
Well, looks like you figured it out. I thought that my tampering with the fingerprint evidence would stop you, but you got me just under the wire. However, if you're going to convict me, you should at least know the whole story.
You see, Clancy was actually the one who started this. She wanted revenge for me beating her in the water gun wars all those years ago. I protected myself. It was totally understandable self-defense. At first. But I figured that if Clancy did this once before, there's a chance she would do it again. So I made sure she never had a chance to do anything again.
Luckily for me, you're the only one who actually managed to figure out this case, and I can easily keep this under wraps until this fool literally throws out this case. You're the only loose end I have left.
And they said print media was dead.
Today, I woke up to the kind of day this city hasn't had in a long time. A genuine one. Today, there's a murderer being put behind bars. No crooked cops busting her out. No assassinations to stop her from spilling secrets. Only justice being served. A funeral is being held for a girl who died too soon by her closest friends. Her death is wrapped in lies, but nobody dies pure. Not in this city, at least.
Open
deserve to know? Do they know that Clancy was the one who tried to murder Valerie first?
No, they've been through so much already. Let them remember the idea of Clancy, not who she really was.
So, what's next for you? Maybe some vacation time?
You know you can't get rid of me that easily, Chief.
Here's like glutton for punishment, huh? Lucky for you, I just got a new case. Real brutal. All the victims had their teeth taken out. But yet again, I can give you some time off.
I'll take time off once the city is clean. But until then, I'm on the clock.